Hello and hope you are well. Thanks for joining our channel. We are bringing you a video of the history of Buganda civilization. It's just an historical overview. This is a presentation we are bringing to you, a group 8 of a class known as Selected Topics, right here at the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. We just want to have a little history concerning the Buganda civilization. A key thing to consider that Buganda Kingdom was majorly based in the commonly known as the Uganda country. And we want to consider the origins and early development of the Buganda Kingdom. Starting with its founding, Buganda emerged around the late 14th century along the shores of Lake Victoria. And the first king of the Buganda Kingdom was known as Kato Kintu. Kato Kintu ruled in the years 1300 to 1334. And Kato Kintu is considered the founder of Buganda, which is commonly known in Bunyoro as Kato Kimera. He was the first Kabaka king of the Kingdom of Buganda. Other kings that follow after Kato Kintu are just a summary of them. We have Chua I of 1334 to 1374. We have King Kimera of 1374 to 1404. We have King Kitembo of 1404 to 1434. We have King Kigala of 1434 to 1436. We have King Kiimba of 1464 to 1484. We have King Kaima of 1494 to 1524, and many others followed. Different kings followed up to a time of King Mutesa II of Kabaka Kingdom in 1966. That's when the kingdom broke up, and the reason why the kingdom broke up in the time of King Mutesa II is when Uganda received its independence. And after it received its independence, the one was the prime minister was Milton Obote, and Milton Obote created a conflict between him and Mutesa II, and in 1966 the kingdom came up into a break. There was a great expansion of this kingdom. Buganda expanded its boundaries over time, incorporating regions like Siingo, Kiagwe, Gomba, and Butumbala. This one tends to show how powerful this kingdom was. And one thing that I want to bring into our consideration is consider the years when the kings were ruling. Consider the period of the expansion. At this time, the Europeans had not yet come into the country of Uganda. And therefore, we can conclude from this evidence that the Buganda Kingdom received civilization even before the Europeans came. The moment that will say that Africans had no history, that we were a dark continent, we can question such ideologies, because when you consider the period when Kato Kintu was ruling, the 1300, there was history about Africans. There was civilization in Africa. Considering the rise to power, the Buganda Kingdom was a vassal state. Originally a vassal state of Bunyoro, Buganda rapidly grew in power during the 18th and the 19th century. This was now the period of its climax, when there was a high rise of its power of the Bugandan Kingdom. In the 1840s, Buganda used fleets of war canoes to establish an imperial supremacy over Lake Victoria and surrounding areas. This kingdom called Buganda, during that time, it was very powerful. Military growth was so high and powerful. And therefore we can consider that this kingdom, even before the whites came, there was a high military power that was established by the Kabakas. Subjunction and labor. Bugandan's expansion involved subjecting weaker peoples for cheap labor, leading to its transformation into a powerful embroic empire. They would put people to work. Everyone would go to work to be paid over cheap labor, but this one, by subjecting people to such particular works, made the kingdom to become powerful, made the kings to become powerful between the periods when it was ruling. Around the periods of the 1840s, the king was so powerful between the region. And therefore, the Buganda Kingdom rose into power, became a powerful place. There was a good military movement. There was a good embryonic empire within the region, and it really did well. We get to learn more about the Buganda Kingdom.
Hello, welcome back. My name is Isaac Odhiambo, and I'm going to take you through rise into Welcome back. We are going to continue with our presentation on the European contact and influence. So in 1962, British explorers John Hanning Speke and Captain Sir Richard Francis Burton entered Buganda. According to their reports, the kingdom was highly organized and well structured. This initial contact marked the beginning of European exploration and engagement with Buganda. So, and the next one we are going to look at church missionary society, how missionaries came. Mutesawan, the Kabaka, who is king of Buganda, welcomed European missionaries. Notable among them was Alexander Mudoch Mackay from the Church Missionary Society. Despite numerous attempts, Mutesawan did not convert to any religion. The missionaries played a role in documenting Buganda's culture and society. Mwanga II and British Protectorate. After Mutesawan's death in 1884, his son Mwanga II ascended the throne. Mwanga II signed a treaty with Captain Lord Lugard in 1892, granting Buganda the status of British Protectorate under the authority of the British East Africa Company. The British saw Buganda as a prized possession due to its strategic location and resources, the Ganda influence and power. The Ganda influence and power. Buganda grew rapidly in power during 18th and 19th century, becoming the dominant kingdom in the region. Ganda armies seized territories held by neighboring Bunyoro to the west. The kingdom's cultural norms allowed the Kabaka to marry into any clan, contributing to its flexibility and influence. Now the next one we are going to look at administrative structure, that is political and cultural dynamics. Successive Kabakas, that is kings, amassed military and political powers by eliminating rivals, abolishing hereditary positions, and imposing high taxes. Then territorial expansion. Ganda armies seized the territory from their neighboring Bunyoro. And finally, matrilineal norms. Buganda's cultural norms prevented the establishment of royal clan based on the father's lineage, but allowed Kabakas to marry into any clan. And thanks for the presentation. These are our key sources of information. A history of Buganda from the foundation of the kingdom to 1900 by M.M. Semakula Kiwanuka provides insight into Buganda's zenith and European interactions. Buganda in Modern Society by D.A. Lowe explores Buganda's content during the modern era. And finally, The Mind of Buganda, Documents of a Modern History of an Africa Kingdom by D.A. Lowe, a collection of primary sources. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe for more updates like this.